Joining us here in the Pick Sports Line is Paul Piccirilli of the Sharpsville Blue Devils, who will begin his 28th season as the head coach of Sharpsville. And a coach, first off, 28 years. It's got to be kind of a surreal number for you.
Well, I really don't worry about numbers. I mean, as the older you get, the time flies real fast. And, the seasons it's hard to believe it's been that long, but we enjoy doing what we're doing. The kids keep you young, and we're going to keep going until someday it's going to come and say that's enough.
But that day is not here yet, which is good for football fans and then obviously the Sharpsville Blue Devil football program. As you reflect a little bit on last year, Coach, your team made it to the District 10 championship game, and you had kind of a rejuvenated year. Just a reflection on last season.
Well, the last couple of years have been real good. Last year was really exceptional to end up at 9-3 and losing only to Farrell twice and Grove City once. Says a lot for the kind of kids we had, and it's a grinding schedule. You can't worry about the week ahead because of who you play the week before. Every game seems like it's a backyard rivalry, and it's very difficult being in that situation.
And you're talking about Region 3 with the likes of Sharon, Farrell, Hickory, Grove City, Greenville, Sippy Rock. I mean, that is, and then Wilmington, it's a meat grinder.
Yes, and like I said, this year in our league, Farrell obviously is very good, but Greenville and Wilmington have almost everybody back from last year, so our league itself's going to be a grind, and then you put in those other four schools, and you just hope every week that you can keep moving on, advancing, and playing competitive football.
It seemed like the key for you last year, and I would imagine the same this year, is staying as healthy as possible.
Well, I think that's true for a lot of teams, but right now we only have, it looks like we're going to have about 25 players out. We have 12 to 14 very, very good players, but I don't know how we're going to practice. We haven't decided that yet, maybe half lines, because the second-tier players just aren't ready to play varsity ball, or most of them even JV ball.
Coach, what's the update or the status of the co-op with West Middlesex? How is that playing out this year?
Well, there's a lot of issues about transportation and everything, and I think that slowed us way down. But I think we only have maybe, 4 or 5 right now at the most from West Middlesex on the varsity. I think we have 7 or 8 for the junior high. So it's a work in progress, and I understand it. Transportation is a big headache for them to get up here. Parents work. So we're trying to work that out, and hopefully results will show more kids coming out.
We're talking with Coach Paul Piccirilli of the Sharpsville Blue Devils. And, Coach, you return some of your top players from last year, led by your all-everything quarterback, Colin Summers. Talk a little bit about Colin and what do you hope to see out of him his senior year?
Well, obviously, he's, if not at the top of players we've coached, he's every bit of in the top 2 or 3. But he does things that are just unbelievable. His throwing ability, he puts the ball on the money almost every time, it seems like. He's as good a runner as you can ever have, so he definitely makes our team go. Obviously, we lost Levis, which had over 1,200 yards or something in receiving, and we lost Braden Scarvell and Braden Summers, 2 excellent super seniors. So, but we return 8 out of the other players coming back, and they're all bigger and better. And we can replace those other 3 guys with guys that are very able and adequate to do the job. So offensively with Colin, as long as we can keep him healthy, I think you're going to see some big things out of him this year. And defensively, though, is where we hurt the most. We've lost 7 starters out of defense, a lot of speed. So I hope it doesn't get into a game where we got to score 40 and pray that we hold the other team to 39.
You return most of your coaching staff. I know Lenny Grandy's back. Doug Levis is back. Any turnover there?
Mark Means resigned. He's going to stay give him more time with his family. The West Middlesex people that were with us originally all left, but Dave Guidus. So we're down to respectable 13 coaches now. So we got more than adequate. Like I said, most of the coaches that have been with me for all these years are still back, so it makes life easier. And hopefully that we can use our knowledge and everything to get us a few wins.
As you get ready for the season, Coach, what are a couple of the goals?
Well, our goal is definitely, the playoff goals have changed anymore. It seems like if you want to go to the playoffs, you can. So those goals are, everybody wants to go to the playoffs. But our goal is, without a doubt, is to try to get back somehow to the district final somehow. And it's going to be so tougher than last year. But to get back to the District 10 final and give it one last shot to see if we can advance, it's going to be very difficult with Farrell and Greenville and Wilmington being very good this year. But that's our ultimate goal. And the season goal is to, without a doubt, like I talked to my son-in-law a lot, if you go 5-5 being one of our schools in the AA, you can go 5-5, 6-4. It's a heck of a year. So obviously we want to, we'd love to do what we did last year, but realistically, if we can go over 500, and that's our immediate goal, but our goal is to win every game.
What's your thought about your opening game? I mean, not only do you play your son-in-law, but you're playing a league game the first week, which is unusual for, I would imagine, in most leagues. What's your thought about that?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'd rather play Wilmington the first game than any other game, because they'll scout you to death and they'll have your tendencies down more than what you know. So playing them the first game makes it a little easier for us. Being a league game and a game that, you have to kick off the season right, or you get a little discouraged. But it's always tough. But when you have, how many? We got 8 teams in our league that are, or 8 or 9 teams in our league that are very, very good. You can't worry about, you got to play them all at some time. And usually you have to play 2 or 3 of those teams back to back to back. So it's very difficult. We have Wilmington first down there, and that's always a difficult place to play. But then we have a little bit of a non-league schedule with Titusville and Reynolds. And so we can get more ready for the league as time goes on, having that schedule.
Coach, is there, from your perspective, is there an underrated player or two that not many people are talking about that might have breakout years from your perspective?
Well, we lost Levis, so we're hoping that Dalton Byerly, he's a senior this year, it has a breakout season. We moved Jaden White last year. He was a running back. He's going to be half running back, half in the slot. A very, very good player. He's a junior and outstanding athlete. But I think our breakout, players our offensive line is very good. I think they're one of the better ones we've had. And even though we lost our best lineman last year, these guys all came back bigger, stronger, another year's experience. So I think that's definitely going to help us, especially with Colin behind center. I don't know how much we'll go under center, but it'll definitely help us. So as far as actual running backs, out of the 25 kids we have, we probably only have 3 or 4 running backs. So that's one area that we're going to have to be careful on. We got, a lot of wide receivers, and that's just the way high school sports is now. It's like AAU basketball. Everybody wants to throw and catch the ball. So the other positions dwindle a little.
Coach, lastly, I don't know if you saw the story, but Mike White out of the Post-Gazette posted the other day that kind of a shocking number that over half of the football programs in District 7 have head coaches that are there 2 years or less. It's the amazing turnover in the in the position is pretty shocking. Just your thought about the coaching profession as a whole and how challenging it has been here recently. Well,
I can see that coming because I think students and athletes are different today than it was years ago. I mean, just for a little example, you don't go outside and you see kids playing basketball or playing pickup football or doing anything outside anymore. It seems like everybody's in their house on their video games and they could talk to their friends, not even being in the same room and playing games against them. It seems like more kids have cars than they ever did. So I don't think sports is a priority like it used to be. And it's frustrating for a coach, too. When a coach starts caring about a program and about the sport he coaches more than the players, it gets frustrating. And, when that happens, I can understand why there's a big turnover in coaches. But, we're very fortunate here that hasn't happened. It seems like most of the coaches in Mercer County have been here for a while, and they stay a while. And that's a tribute to the kind of kids we have in our county, but it is definitely getting tougher and tougher.
Coach, we appreciate your time here tonight. Wish you and your team the best of luck, best of health, and I know we will see you soon.
Thanks, Bobby. I always appreciate your coverage. Thank you.